As the decade comes to a close, we're looking at some of the trends from the 2010s. Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 ridiculous fashion trends of the decade. For this list, we're looking at fashion trends that we're hoping will disappear in the 2020s. Number 10. Clear accessories. Starting in the earlier part of the decade and re-emerging in the last part of it, clear accessories have been around for a while now. While at first lucite jewelry and hair bits seemed pretty cool, it went too far when it started extending to shoes and bags. Isn't the point of wearing shoes so that people don't see your entire foot? And in terms of purses, while they may look fashionable on the runway, it's just not practical or safe for everyone to see your chapstick, tampons, or house keys when you're walking around town. Number 9. Bucket hats. As part of the 90s revival, bucket hats made an appearance in the later part of the 2010s. Perhaps you remember wearing them when you were a kid, for sun protection. But then all of a sudden celebs were sporting them and it seemed like a legitimate fad that lasted more than a season. There's no way around it though, wearing one of these makes you look like a fisherman, no matter how cool the rest of your outfit is. And we think it's safe to say that that's not a look we're going for. Number 8. Crocs.
Relax. Feel the breeze on your feet. That's why Crocs have holes in them.
When Crocs first appeared on the scene, it was obvious that they were uncool, full stop. But as the years have passed, the younger generations began adopting them as something that was so hideous, they might just be cool.
Well, look how cute that color is. What's your inspiration? Make it personal.
In 2019, pop star Ariana Grande posted a photo of herself on Instagram not only wearing Crocs, but wearing them with socks. Sure, you may want to follow in your favorite celebrity's footsteps, but mark our words, you'll definitely be regretting this.
I wear my heart on my sleeve and my Crocs on my feet.
Number 7. Man buns.
Goodbye, white guy number 3. Love the man bun. You started the trend.
Most of the worst fashion trends seem to hit women the hardest, but we can think of at least one example from the 2010s that was inherently exclusive to men. The man bun emerged somewhere in the middle part of that decade, and went strong for a short period of time before a not-so-graceful fall. We'll be honest, this trend did look good on some people, but it became so collectively reviled that it turned into somewhat of a joke.
One last finger comb all the way back, any final adjustments, and you're dialed. That's right, boys. That's how to tie a highball.
When it came to clip-on man buns, however, we knew this trend had been taken to its natural conclusion.
Fasten it onto your hair using the elastic pull cord, then tuck the cord up into the bun. You can walk around all day convincing everyone you have the same hair and talent as the sexiest men alive.
Number 6. Bike shorts.
Especially in the front too, I just feel like, I don't want to be all exposed. Like, this is not cute.
The major factor driving the worst trends from the 2010s has to be the return of 90s fashion. One striking example that happens to be one of the later fads to arise is the bicycle short. When celebrities started sporting this look, we thought there was no way it could trickle down to the mainstream, but we were oh so wrong. This trend is especially tricky because it certainly looks best on people who are model thin and isn't nearly as forgiving on anyone else. Number 5. Chunky running shoes. Speaking of the 90s, here's another relic of the decade that we can't seem to leave behind. Wearing statement sneakers became more and more popular during the 2010s, but the iterations resembling over-the-top dad shoes seem almost intentionally clunky and unattractive. Perhaps that's what they're going for, but we still never thought we'd get to a point where looking in style would mean wearing oversized white running shoes, with or without an exaggerated platform. These may have been seen on high-fashion runways, but we have a feeling that in retrospect, we'll realize that's where they should have stayed. Number 4. Athleisure. This may be controversial, but we're gonna come out and say that perhaps the biggest trend of the decade is also one of the worst. The entire landscape of modern fashion has been changed by the emergence of athleisure. Wearing exercise clothes for non-exercise activities became the norm between 2010 and 2019. And while it may have seemed acceptable during this time, we may look back and wonder why we wore workout pants out and about all the time. And moreover, why we spent so much darn money on them. Number 3. very long fake nails.
What's your go-to nail design?
Long. Always long.
I could tell. Look at that.
Some trends may not look good, but they don't get in the way of you living your life. With this one, however, it can be a real problem.
This is what I like to call being revolutionary. Does this look blended?
Fake nails seem to have gotten longer and longer throughout the decade, to the point where even people in the mainstream were gluing on nails so long that they could barely use their smartphones.
I feel like because the nails are so long, it makes painting them so much easier.
Not only are they inconvenient, but also they honestly don't even look good. Considering how hazardous this trend is, we're hoping that it will die down, and fast.
I'm literally obsessed with this. I just have to clean up around the edges of this with some makeup remover, and then they will look perfect.
Number 2. Fanny Packs.
You know what? You win. That neon green fanny pack screams gullible tourist.
It's mine. I brought it from home.
Have we railed on the 90s enough yet? It seems like the most ridiculous trends of that bygone era have crept into modern fashion. This fad actually originated even earlier in the 80s, and now it's back with a vengeance.
But other than belts or like crossbody bags, which can be kind of annoying, there's not a lot of options for like jazzing up your middle section.
They may have tried to rebrand it as a belt bag, but we weren't buying it. We knew it was just the same old fanny pack, repackaged for a new generation to look ridiculous in. As dorky as they look though, we can't deny that it's actually kinda convenient to have a totally hands-free purse. There are some nice fanny packs nowadays, I gotta tell ya, but that's the last fad from my childhood I thought would get a second life. Now, fanny packs are super useful, but our number one kinda isn't. Take a look at these other fads from the 2010s before you find out what it is.
I'm gonna start with my skirt because it's kind of the focal point of the whole outfit, and this is called high-low skirt, or I've heard the name mullet skirt or asymmetrical skirt. So the skirt is short in the front and long in the back.
So then if I wanted to fit my car key, what I would do is I just would take my car key and put it inside here, and then I would take a regular lipstick and put it there. So this is what you can fit inside. It's everything I need for a day. Like if I'm just going to the mall, sometimes I carry this.
I keep coming back to the comfort factor, but to have a fashion item that is stylish and on trend, but also comfortable is a real winner in my mind.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Tiny sunglasses. For what felt like a decade, it seemed like the rule was the bigger the sunglasses, the better. This appeared to originate with celebrities like Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen, who wanted to hide their identities while out in public. That's why we were so rattled when this trend seemed to be reversed, with increasingly smaller and smaller frames coming into style during the 2010s. How would we hide our true feelings behind glasses so small? Trendy as it may be, we're sticking to the fact that this look is straight up silly. Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.